Howdy, everybody. See if there's anybody in there. Jenny Silvier. I see. I told you I murder people's names. Alexander's here. Look at that.
Ah,
Can you tell he likes video games?
just a little bit.
Maybe.
Well, hi, Jenny, too.
Yeah. Look, all my admins are here. What would I do without you guys and girls? No one would watch. And that's okay. You guys can catch the rerun. See, oh, look, Becky Dick, another of my trusty admins. We have 3 people watching, and they're all admins. It's lovely.
Mm.
I'm a failure in life. Look, all my admins are here. Oh, what would I do without you guys? Oh, sorry. That was a little
Delay.
feedback. A little delay there. So let's see. Anybody else here? Becky. We got Jenny. We got Alexander. We got Becky. Anybody else? Anybody else gonna come join us tonight? We literally have. Oh, my son is watching. I want to learn sports stuff. Okay.
Good.
I don't think they can wait any longer, so here we go. How are y'all doing tonight? What is going on, my friends? We are live from sunny Florida, where it is always garage sale weather and there's always deals to be had. I am your host, Tony Boss, aka the Profit Boss on YouTube, and we are excited to be here tonight with my guest, Marc Schoder. How you doing, buddy?
Doing all right. Doing all right. Been a long day, but doing
So,
all right.
we are going to talk a little bit of sports memorabilia,
Oh,
which
yes.
is something I can relate to because I wasted a lot of my money on it. But that's another subject that we will cover later. So, on that note, we're going to get into a little bit of group business. And that group business includes
Daddy,
a big. Hey,
I'm not washing
yeah,
right now.
okay. Get out of here. Sorry. The kids, they buzzed the tower during the show.
Hmm.
So we're having the 100 listing challenge here in the month of February. I didn't want to keep doing these listing challenges every week, all the time, listing challenges, this and that. But once I stopped doing it, I had some people say that it really helped them stay motivated. And so, that's the whole point of this group, to be successful, for us to help you be successful. So we're doing that 100 listing challenge. And for me, I'm almost halfway there. I almost got 50 listings, and it's the 5th of February. So we got the Land Shark Picker. What's up, man? What's going on? Ole Miss. Oh, we got an Ole Miss guy in the house. See that, Mark?
Uh-oh.
The Land Shark Picker likes punishment. That's all right. I'm from Florida, and my teams are to pick from are the Miami Dolphins, the Buccaneers, and the Jaguars. So, yeah, I know what punishment's all about. So, all right, little tangent there. So the 100 listing challenge, we're doing that. It's going to be up all month. It's already got like 500 comments on it. You guys are kicking butt, taking names. And my hopes is to see everybody's numbers go up over the month. You should be able to sell, a couple of things extra a day. Another stipulation or something that I wanted you guys to do is at least list a couple things a day. All right. So if you have 20 extra listings ready to go, list, 2 before lunch and 2 at like 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon or whenever you want. And I want you to see if that has any kind of effect on your store. You feed the beast and you will probably see a bump up in your numbers. And I am ahead of where I normally am personally right now already. After 5 days, my numbers are up $300 from where they're normally at. So hopefully by the end of the month, I've increased my sales by $500 to $1,000. So that would be exciting, and it's always good to add to your bottom line. And I basically just want everybody to come join with me and see the benefits of listing every day. Like every single day this month, I want you to have some listings going up, and you will see that even though we don't know for sure what the algorithm is, that there is benefits from doing just that. So, all right, next thing, we just went over 5,000 members in this group. Whoa, okay, this is crazy for me. Yeah, I started this out and I had nothing. I would write posts and there would be no one there on the other end. And I've gone from nothing literally to over 5,000 members, and it's really humbling. I mean, I'm just a guy. I'm not the Dalai Lama, up here saying that I'm the best seller in the world. I'm just a guy. I got my niche, and I'm very humbled by what y'all have given to me, and that is your support and you're consistently coming and checking out the group. And I try to bring you good content every day, every week. Got the best admins there is, and I'm just humbled by y'all. So thank you for being a part of TCR. And I'm going to stand off my soapbox now. And before I get into our segment, kiddos, come pump your group. Come here. Come tell everybody about your YouTube channel. Shameless promotion. Number 1. This is AJ, aka.
Like and subscribe to my channel.
What's your channel?
Quack Boss.
The Quack Boss. You should probably be in the chat. Just saying. All right. Next up.
I'm about to be in the chat after I'm done putting my in the chat.
Yeah, you should probably be in the chat too. Who are you?
Raspberry Fashion Girl.
You're Raspberry Fashion Girl? Oh my gosh. Like and subscribe to those two. Now get out of here.
It looks like I'm doing a haircut.
Oh, God, she's so pretty. I'm in so much trouble. Okay.
Yes, you are.
Woo. All right. So we got that out of the way. All right, Mark, I'm going to hand over the mic to you. And why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, I've been selling on eBay for over 20 years now. I got started literally just selling cards, sports other small sports collectibles. It really, fast forward almost 20 years, and it wasn't up till about 2 years ago I really got into reselling full time on top of everything else I do. So as a result, that's why I've gotten as big as I have size-wise on eBay, where basically I'll go through. I mean, I have to go back and do more listings. That's how down on listings I am right now. To give you an example, I'm from New Mexico, originally born in Massachusetts. So I'm an East Coast boy by trade. I'm not. I'm definitely I'm a transplant to the Southwest by almost 33 plus years. So, yeah. What else should I add, Tony?
What got you into reselling?
I've always been an entrepreneur. Reselling just kind of became second nature to me. I mean, I had done it on some level most of my life. I mean, we were just talking before we started about, you doing what you did at school, and then obviously it's pretty much what I did at school is pretty much sell anything that I could, um, you know, just to make a buck. I mean, if it was cards, if it was Hot Wheels, you name it.
So Mark is talking about a story I was telling about how I would go to the Cumberland farm in the morning and I would buy the 3-cent gumballs, fill my backpack full of 3-cent gumballs, and I would take those gumballs to school and I would sell 3 for 50 cents. So I'd turn 9 cents into 50 cents. And by the end of the day, I'd have enough to go back to that same Cumberland farm, and which is like a 7-Eleven or YY or whatever, and
Yeah.
buy some baseball cards. And it was a complete waste of my money. But that's another story.
Yeah, I know that.
Which
I
we'll
know.
touch on.
Yeah, I know that
Or
feeling
should we
all
touch
too
it?
well. Let's touch on it. Let's touch on it. I mean, kind of like with myself, basically same boat. I mean, I'd go buy cards, walk down to the corner store, be it grocery, be it whatever, and I just buy cards. I mean, am I as good at it? Was I as good at it then as I am now? No. Have I gotten a lot better as I've gotten older? Absolutely. And one thing with reselling is it takes time. This is not an overnight thing. You have to be able to put in the effort, do the listings, even if you're only doing things like 5 listings a day.
Right.
No matter what the item is. I mean, it could be a 99-cent item for Pete's sake.
Yes. Feed the
Yeah. And the thing is that it's the game I like to call is screw with the eBay algorithms. And that's
their game, man.
Yeah, and the thing is that there'll be times where you're doing really well, and there'll be times where you're just like, I'm not. Yeah, no. But that's just kind of my touching on that part.
Flat Angie's in the house. Forget about that. That's Flat Angie. She's admin over the thrifting board. So tell us a little bit more about the years that baseball cards or cards in general were overproduced, and if there are any of those years, or not years, but brands that weren't overproduced that are worth money. Did any of them fall through the cracks?
Years wise, you're looking about 88 to I think 98, in my opinion. And the thing is that basically right after Upper Deck came into the market in 89 with like the Griffey Jr. rookie that we talked about and all that, and it was a very new age set for that time period.
It was.
And it was so expensive at that time period. Now you can get them. Now you could have got in 89, I could have gotten a Ken Griffey Jr. rookie for $10. A few years later, it was like 175.
Yeah, and
now it's down to like 35, 40. And that's the raw card. That's not necessarily the graded card.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Which I have.
The graded card, on the other hand, God, really depending on, I mean, the higher the grade, the better the being told to smile. You're funny. The higher the grade, the better the value you're going to have attached to that. And that's even now, that's probably one of my favorite sets of that era. I mean, you could get whacked boxes of that stuff for $100, at least pull 2 Griffey rookies out of it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
be back right there.
right.
So, what can I do with my 80s and 90s cards that were once said to hold value? Can I still make money on any of them, even though I've invested X amount of dollars? I realize I got to just let go of how much I invested in them and
Absolutely.
just take
Uh,
take my money back or a little bit of it.
take back what you can get out of it and run the other direction. Um, what I usually do with all of the with all the bulk lots that I'll buy is I'll sit there and I will go through hundreds of thousands of cards, kind of like what you're doing right now. Yeah, exactly. And I'll pull out what I want and what I think is of value. If the key phrase there is what I want. If it's a 3 cent, 5 cent card, fine.
Right.
But it may be something I need for a team set. Or it could be, that rookie that just got thrown in boxes and gotten forgot about. Mike Trout is a perfect example of that.
Yep.
Because guess what? I did that.
Right. Because a lot of the players were not very notable initially.
Mhm.
And the teams or the sets try to hype up these rookies. They'll make them like rated rookies or future stars or whatever. And then like Mike Trout had no notoriety,
Right.
but ended up being, the franchise player.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, he came out of that. He was in that era that's kind of like, there were a lot more people. Um, we'll get to that question in a minute there, Becky. Where there were a lot more people making, where they'll speculate, and it's kind of like it goes back to my thought of the stock market. Cards. If you look at the industry as a whole, I mean, sports memorabilia, cards, whatever, is exactly like the stock market. Basically, if a player does well in the field, his cards go up. A player tanks or gets busted for a drug violation in like Major League Baseball or the NFL, the likelihood is his cards will go down. It goes with yep. There you go. That's exactly who I was referring to. You were reading my mind. um, but it's one of those things where you just have to do a lot of research in this if you're gonna get into this.
Yeah.
The thing is that going to stores and buying whatever's off the rack isn't necessarily going to get you anything relating to a return. I mean, I've scaled my buying back quite a bit, but when I bought 2019 cards, for example, 2020 cards are rolling out this week. Um, I'm buying less and less and less of it, and then turning my focus to the autographs, the vintage cards. Just those are two big ones. Just to name just those two.
Right.
I mean, because the thing is that people are wanting to have the money now that they didn't have when they were younger, and they want to buy back
It's nostalgia.
parts of their childhood.
It's nostalgia, kind of like with cassette tapes now.
Exactly.
So back to something that you touched on, a two-part question.
Okay.
You mentioned team sets. Now, is that a thing? Can I take the 1992 Mariners team and
Out of a particular set, you
out of a
could.
particular set and put that on eBay? Do you
You
do that?
could on occasions.
On occasion?
I do that with a lot older stuff.
Okay, so it would seem um
Like
positive
that.
to
Go,
have like say a Ken Griffey to anchor that team set, not just
right, because like right now, the one you have in your hand there is a 1992 Donruss Triple Play. It's first year they came out. They're
worthless.
loud, obnoxious cards, and um, if you're a Griffey collector, you keep that card. If you're not, you know, but the team sets in that particular year maybe use 5 or 6 cards.
Right. And
On the other hand, you go back to the 80s, just as a perfect example, mainly 80s. Those team sets are like 25, 30 cards.
true.
And the thing is the sad thing is a lot of that stuff in the 80s, even though there may be, let's say you have an 87 tops, the wood green of the Pirates, and you have Barry Bonds on front, you're not going to necessarily get
Bobby Bonilla.
or even Bobby Bonilla was in that same set too. As a matter of fact, with with that Pirate set, you'd maybe get $3 if you were lucky,
Yeah.
because the thing is that there are stuff that you will just sit on. But one of the things that I have found is that basically by pulling out the cream of the crop and the stuff that I want to actually sell and try to make money with, I will put aside all of those commons, and I may pull one, like if I saw that 92 Donruss Triple Play Griffey, I probably would pull it for nostalgia purposes, but there may be 7 or 8 others in that same box that I'm not going to pull.
Right.
Because those cards are basically, I'm going to guess right now, 50 cents a card, if you're lucky. And well, I'll answer that question too here in a bit. But to give you an idea, even going back further, there were the team sets were larger. I collected a 1972 top set of the Red Sox. And the thing is that there's what the manufacturer considers a team card, a part of a set, and there's what a team collector considers a part of the set. The team collector, on the other hand, is gonna want to collect every Red Sox card, for example.
Right. And that's why I have this here Griffey. It's
Right.
worthless, and also that leads to the second part of my question is that if I have a bunch of worthless Griffies and I pile them up together, is that worth my time putting on eBay?
In a lot with Griffey, I would do. But don't expect to make an arm and a leg. You'd
Right.
probably, if you put in 100 Griffies of different years in that same type of era, you'd probably do $15 plus shipping. I know. Put your eye sockets back in your head.
Oh, jeez.
I know. Hey, I'm giving you just the
bones.
it's the ugly truth.
It is ugly. It is ugly. All right. So wow, one question, and question number 2. Oh, I forgot to say we're doing 20 questions with Mark here, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Question number 2. Oh, did you answer Angela's, or is that going to be part of another question?
Let's answer. Tell me Angela's question one more time.
Back in the day, were cards made for entire teams or just star players?
Going back to that point, yes, there were actual teams like that, and it goes back to that same thing analogy I used, where there's the team collector version of what's a set, and then there's the company version.
Right.
The thing is that the company version, let's go back into the 50s. The company version would not count all-star cards as a part of the team set.
Huh. I did.
Yeah. Well, I did too, but that's the collector side of it, where basically you want everything. In my case, Red Sox, for example, or hey,
Just messing with you.
No.
All right. So question number 2, what is the process you go through to figure out if a card is worth sending in to get graded by the PSA or the SGC? And do
Uh,
you have a preferred service between the two?
if I was going to do a graded card, I would graded either autograph or getting just a regular raw card autograph. I would probably do PSA. Um, Beckett doesn't do as good a job as you would think. But in eBay's mind, SGC is a second tier grader, and PSA is more widely recognized through, like, for example, if you have you're selling autographs of even on like a famous movie star
Right.
or whoever, and they see that little PSA sticker on back with the number, they can sit there and in their phones, they can actually go, to their website, look up that number and validate it. And I mean, going back to what I was talking about with Becky, she had what I thought was an amazing find. Basically, it was a Cleveland Indians ball from, I think it was like the 50s, early 50s, and one of the autographs on there was Satchel Paige.
And
Satchel
wasn't
Paige.
Bob Feller on there too?
What?
Wasn't Bob Feller on there too?
I don't remember. Satchel Paige is the one that sticks in my mind.
Right, of course.
Yeah, because that was the biggest one of the bunch.
Oh.
And when I looked at, I mean, she was sending me all these pictures, and I was looking at it. I'm going like, I think this is really, really close. I think it's really, really close. You should send this in. And I mean, I even took some of those same photos and sent them to other autograph collectors I know. And I'm like, what do you think? And everybody was just kind of like, you would think the angels came down from above when they're like telling me, oh, Satchel Paige.
That's so big. Oh crap. Underwear check.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right.
And okay.
If you want to expand on that, or
I'll expand on that. I wouldn't. I would keep it to a company that's in the States. Even listing a graded card by any of the other manufacturers isn't really gonna bring you the money that could be there. That's right. See, I was right. There was no Bob Feller on there. Thank you, Becky. But you don't want to sit there. It's a waste of your time if you're going to sit there and send a Michael Jordan autograph to that company, for example. The likelihood of it getting really authenticated, it's a crapshoot. It's a crapshoot I personally wouldn't take. I mean, I would do it specifically. I would send it to PSA because, Michael Jordan is a well-known, faked autograph of a lot of others. But the thing is that I would say 9 times out of 10, PSA is right.
Well, here's the catch.
But I'm in Canada. Ooh. And the fastball just went right by my head.
The Toronto Blue Jays smacked it out the park. All right.
Would I do it to somebody local? I really would have to look into them specifically in order to give a straight answer on that, though. But personally, from where I'm at, PSA is a lot closer.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to question number 3. What do you do when you find a signed baseball and can recognize one of the signatures? Do you check autographs online?
Oh yeah. Oh
Sure,
yeah.
looks
Yes.
legit. And how do you like? Tell us what would you do if you found that Satchel Paige ball that Becky found?
Um,
Prop.
since this is a kid-friendly show, I'm not going to say.
Besides doing the happy dance.
um, um, yeah, the happy dance would be the clean way of saying it. Um, you know, looking at that, I mean, yeah, I would have. I mean, I told Becky, I said you should spend it, and she's like, well, it's going to be like $220. Yep, and and she sold it, for what she sold it for, as she's showing on screen. But the thing is that you know take the authentication out of the picture for a second. What's she gonna sell that ball for? Maybe $50.
Yeah,
And but it just, you have to find
you got to
that
find. Yeah,
you got to find that right person. And the thing is that, especially with cards, you will sit on them for a while if it's not top of the line stuff, or vintage, or certified autographs, and stuff like that. I mean, to give you an example, I just sent out a large order today. It was like 66 items. One guy just got offer happy and just started offering me all the way down. And
accept happy. Accept. Get out of here.
yeah, but the fun thing is I still made money on it. You know, and I mean, yeah, I upgraded his shipping, and I'm making him sign for it. But but that's mainly because of the dollar figure. I'm not going to be out 200 and 60 some odd dollars. Mm-mm.
Nope. All right, question number 4. Ever sell any baseball bats or gloves?
Absolutely. Um, Glove. I mean, I live in a I live in a minor league town, Albuquerque, to be more specific. Back in the day, they were the Dodgers AAA affiliate for like 20, 25 plus years. Now they've exchanged. That team went away. Another team came here. They were the Marlins affiliate, the Dodgers affiliate. Now they're the Rockies affiliate. Um, but back during the time period when the dude was the straight Dodger affiliate, you and I even worked at the park. I mean, there were players who were just at the end of the season, they're like, "Here, take some bats. I don't want to haul it home." Or
In Orlando, where I live, we had the Twins. The
right,
Twins were here, and that's where I got Bob Feller's autograph.
yeah, Bob. The thing with Bob Feller in that time period, he would travel to a lot of the minor league ballparks and do signing events.
And that also leads me to because I remember I think it was '89.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
The Astros were playing the Twins, and the Donruss set just came out, and Eric Anthony was sitting there. I mean,
Oh,
no one knows this guy
that
except
is.
you. But I got his autograph, and I thought I was
Oh,
a fan, and he ended up being the biggest.
oh, we could go on with that one. We could, that one, Kevin Moss,
Yeah,
Greg Jeffries, that we were talking about earlier. I
yeah.
mean, it goes back to the idea that this is a hobby, this is a business, is a really big gamble. I mean, in a lot of senses, if you have $500 and you don't know anything about cards, I tell you to go invest in stocks. Yeah.
I think we did question number 5 of the '80s and '90s cards that were overproduced. What brands still hold their value?
Upper Deck to the right Upper Deck 89 to the right collector.
Right.
But a lot of that other stuff, if I can sit there and sell 5,000 buy 5,000 count boxes of cards for like $5 a piece, and then resell them for 25, You know, that's really the only way I do it. Or if I've accumulated 5,000 cards, I'll sell it for 25. And no matter what I put into it, mainly because it's dead space.
Yeah, it is.
It's gonna sit there otherwise. And usually what I do is when I sell bulk lots of cards like that, I put them on Facebook Marketplace. Ah,
Uh,
yes. Here's the good stack, right?
well, it's just a stack that is decent and popular pop culture right now. So what do I do with these Kobe Bryant rookie cards?
The half sarcastic answer to that is retire, um, and and sell them now.
I'm going to, by the way.
You should. Those right there, those the Kobe Bryants, and if they're rookies and they're in great shape and all that good stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, I would without a doubt sell it now. Um, with but the thing is that the popularity is that it's still at its kind of at its peak, but if you're not careful, that popularity is going to drop off. So basically, it's the same thing with if a guy gets popped or dies or whatever. Of course, their stuff's going to go up for a little bit, but then the interest is going to wane from it faster than you can drink water.
So now is the time.
I would.
Yep.
Without a doubt.
Yep. And I'm glad I went to the storage unit and picked those suckers out because I would have forgot all about it because I got so many other things to list. But they're going up in my 100 listing challenge this month.
I will be happy to look.
So I noticed there's a couple of them in here. This one was going for like $200, but that was through the authentication services that we talked about.
Right, PSI, yeah.
But the without getting them graded, it's going. I saw one actually. Some idiot paid $100 for it. Whatever. But they're listed as like new. Like
right, and that's
is that like walking I mean, to me that seems like I wouldn't do that if I was you because I'm a vinyl collector and vinyl collectors are a pain in my butt and they're so picky, and I know card collectors are exactly the same. And if it's not like new, like you said, you're gonna pay for it.
Agreed. That's exactly right. One of the things that I do when I do like new, and I mean I'll list it as like new because it'll either be near mint to mint, and that's usually a safe area. Anything less than that, you have to list with the. I mean, if a card is just beaten all to hell, or if it's a valuable enough card, let's say it's like a Ted Williams. I've got one from '57 that has 2 pinholes in it. Normally, that's a $600 card.
Right.
But with the corner condition and the pinholes, maybe $50.
Right. I have a Babe Ruth that was bent in half. It was probably clipped on to a bicycle. Probably has some mud or something. But how am I mean, I've never seen a Babe Ruth card, so I saw it and I'm like, I have to have this. Like, and to this day, I've never seen one in person again. So the one time I saw a Babe Ruth card, I bought it.
Yeah, I mean, and that's a lot of what I've done. I mean, there were things that I held, cards that I held when I was younger. I mean, I held the 52 mantle, that was worth 6 figures. Graded, I might add. It was the person did make me wear gloves, by the way.
Wow. Now you get your damn hands off my card.
Yeah. Well, no, because like you could sit there and the guy made me put it in my hands and I could sit there and just kind of like look at it and kind of gently turn it over. And, I mean, this 52 that I saw was just, back then it was $600,000, something in that neighborhood. Now that same card is probably 2.5 to 3 million.
Yeah. Ouch. And see, that's. There we go.
Sorry about that, Chief.
Oh. And it's cards like that get you into collecting.
Hold on just a second.
You're good. I'm going to continue to talk. And it's cards like that get you into collecting, really, and make you want to buy other cards because there are those.
Are you able to hear me at all?
No, you're perfect. You're good.
You can hear me.
Can you hear me?
No, I can't hear you.
Uh-oh. What happened?
Let me see. Anything?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can't hear you.
All right. Close out of it and come back.
Do we need to restart it?
Yeah, I'm going to still be here. You just cut it off and come back. I'll be here blabbing. Like, turn that link off and then follow the Facebook link I sent you. Oh, you can't hear me. That's right.
Okay, I think we're having a technical issue here.
Okay. Bear with me, folks. I'm going to send Mark a message. 1 second. Close out of the link and retry.
Okay.
All right, we're going to wait, see if Mark can come back here in just a second, and now we'll be ready for him. Yeah, he can't hear me, though. He cannot hear me. Come on back, buddy. Come on back. I got some more questions for you. Hey, can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Just problem solved. Okay. So that was question number 6 with my Kobe Bryant cards. So I'm gonna pull out all the rookie cards and make a lot of those. And then I'm gonna take the non-rookie cards and make a lot of those and see what happens. And I'll get back to you and tell you if I'm successful or not.
I would be very curious to see.
Yep. Okay. Question number 8. I've invested a ton of money into Mike Greenwell, Mark Grace, Greg Jeffries. What player did you invest in that was a complete and total bust in the long run? Confessions of a sports memorabilia collector. How many times is the question?
I'll tell you this much. I can't think of the names, but yes, I have done that. Ranging from anywhere from 86 to now, actually.
Ivan Calderon, he was a bust.
Right, but
Reigns.
Reigns is a Hall of Famer, though.
Right, but his cards are worthless.
He was underrated
because he's from Canada.
That's probably it.
I'm sorry. He's from Canada. That was just a little jab at our brothers up north. So yeah,
I personally liked him. I also liked Ivan Calderon. I mean, with Calderon, I was able to. I mean, I've had like 6 or 7 of his autographs passing through my hands since he was dead.
Right.
You know,
I didn't.
And people still car accident or something like that in the Dominican Republic. It's been about 70 years.
Oh, ouch. Yeah, Greg Jeffries,
Uh-huh.
Mark Grace on some level. He actually kind of came back later on in his career, but his cards initially were like the card to get was
One of
that
them, yeah. Hmm.
that Greg Jeffries Fleer, I think it was, in the Donruss. Uh,
Hmm.
was it 89, I think? And then,
For Greg Jeffries, it was 88 and 89. Um, in the same thing actually with Grace, because he had the one gem of that era, which he actually kind of made me think about it, was those Fleer glossy sets.
yes,
Um, those were actually, and the Topps Tiffany sets. Can't forget those.
right.
You know, but those were ones that I've seen. I've seen people break those sets up and make more than what the set is actually worth. You know, but the thing is you gotta know what the heck you're doing when you do it. I mean, you can't just go down to Target, Walmart, or wherever you find cards and just be like, I'm gonna buy this, and this off the shelf. Because unless you've done it for a while, you have to accumulate that knowledge and be able to. I mean, if you're a baseball fan, it's gonna be dirt easy to do it.
Right.
But if you're not a baseball fan or you're not a football fan or whatever, then you're going to run into problems.
I just had an epiphany. Selling baseball cards is retail arbitrage.
Yes, that is correct.
Hmm.
Um, if you if you do it, but the thing is that it is retail arbitrage, but they're not at prices that are going to be retail arbitrage worthy in order to flip.
Right.
Yeah.
True that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Question number 9. What is your favorite sports item to flip?
Sports item to flip. Oh goodness. Autographs.
It makes sense because, so while we're on that subject, the multiplying effect. Let's say I had a Ken Griffey Jr. card. How much would it multiply it to have that signature on it? Or is it the multiplier based on the star? Or is it just a shot in the dark?
Well,
Is there a rule of
there is, but there's not. And the reason I say, um, because you'll have baseball purists or trading card purists in general sit there and say if someone signs the card, it defaces the card, it decreases the value. But on the flip side of that, if you're getting a 50-cent card signed, of Ken Griffey Jr., the value of the card is non-existent. At that point with a Griffey Jr., if I had one or two of those lying around and they weren't authenticated, I'd send those in. I'd
right?
send those in to get authenticated, have them slabbed. That way I can turn around and slabbed cards are another one I like to sell on eBay a lot, because it's so easy and quick to just shoot. You can shoot it in a small little light box with your phone.
Now, when you're referring to a slab, you're talking about those nice glass cases, right?
Not necessarily glass; they're more plastic.
Okay, all right, plastic.
Where basically they'll have like the little they'll have like
The grade at the top.
the grade at the top, what it is, this, that, and the other thing, and then you'll see the card encased within another part of that.
All right, question number 10. What is your favorite sport and what is your favorite sport to sell?
Favorite sport is baseball, but that was just because I was basically I surrounded myself with baseball people from when I was younger.
Right.
Uh, um, my favorite sport to sell, yeah, it's most like I would say it's most likely baseball, purely because it's something that I could close my eyes and be like, nah, that card, $100, this card, whatever. I mean, it's kind of like I sold a couple of Carl Yastrzemski rookies from 60 Tops recently. One was graded, one wasn't. The graded one got 150, and it was graded only a PSA 1, you know. But that same raw card, I sold it for like 40, and it was in better shape.
Is it just a big racket, man? Because I remember when a card just was worth what it was worth in the Beckett, and the Beckett is the price guide for back in the day.
Yes,
And
it's still floating around. It's not as good as it used to be.
okay, but man, I tell you what, that's ridiculous. I think it's kind of a racket.
Oh yeah,
To me, it's
you're
kind
not
of
wrong.
like
You're absolutely right.
I'm gonna draw a weird parallel here. It's kind of like promoted listings.
Oh, don't go there either.
Oh God, I'm burning out for that one. Never mind.
We could go that. We could go there another time.
Okay, all right, off the air. All right. Question number 11. What is the best way to store your cards? The notebook sleeves that I always thought they bent the cards over, and they get moisture in there. And also there's like these sleeves, they're the hard plastic sleeves, like um
Right.
they
I'll
protect the card,
I'll
but
I'll start with that one. I'll start with that one because that's
okay.
actually the easiest one. The thing is you could take a card like that. They have team bags, and those cards will fit right into a team bag, and you can seal it right up.
A what bag?
A team bag where basically where they hold the team set in them. You can actually put one of that card like that into one of those bags, and it'll seal it perfectly.
Gotcha. Now, when I'm thinking about it, I think it might actually be best to just stick it in a box, like one of these card boxes, with nothing on it. I mean, that way you
You're
don't
get
have to worry about moisture getting in there.
that it kind of goes back to when I bought this I bought out a card shop last September, I think it was. Um, it was 300,000 cards. They all fit into a U-Haul. I couldn't fit them into my car. Tried, didn't work. But the thing is that they were either in album pages, they were in boxes, they were in sleeves, they were in the hard sleeves inside of the boxes. Just to kind of name a few. I mean, but the thing is that it really. I mean, like me, I've been doing this long enough now. I'll put them in just whatever box I have that's usually airtight, which is my bread and butter. But it at least shows the fact that I've got stuff within stuff that's parked away, but I've been doing this so long, it's kind of like it's second nature to me. And I mean, if you've got common cards, yeah, putting them in one of those monster boxes, yeah, that's exactly where they need to be. I mean, your more valuable stuff, you might want to put them in. I would put them into, the top loaders like that, and get the little team bags. Yeah, exactly. And put that, and actually slide that thing in there and just do it in that way.
Yep, this is how OCD I am. See, it's got the bag.
Well, no, that's the penny sleeve, and the thing is, yeah,
And
and that's what I usually do too. is I'll have the card in the penny sleeve, put the penny sleeve into the holder itself, and then I'll put the little team bag on it. If I was at home, I'd actually show you an example, but I'm not at home.
That's cool. That's why I went to the storage unit and I got some examples.
Yep.
All right. Cool. Question number 12. And I think I might actually know the answer to this one already. What is your favorite team and why?
The Red Sox. I was born and raised there.
Did you see that commercial with the car that backs up? And obviously you have it. You'll see it. And they're all talking with their Boston accents, but Big Poppy's in the.
Oh, I've seen that one. I've already seen that one. Yeah, they did it wrong. A lot of people are just like, "What on earth is that?"
Yeah. I think they tried a little too hard.
Very hard.
Oh, Bolo Buddies in the Hizzle. Hey, Court, how you doing? Courtney is going on at 10, I believe it, with Bolo Buddies. So everybody make sure to go over there and check her out. She's a good friend of the show. Is Jenny? She's still there? All right. So yeah, sorry, a little side thing. Yeah, Boston.
Go park that car on the Harvard Yard.
All right, Matt Damon. All right. Sorry. 13. Question number 13. What is your favorite signing meeting or of a famous person or star? Like, I know there used to be card shows and you would pay to get a signature. So what is your like holy grail signing that most impacted you? It's a little off topic, but
I actually got Carl Yastrzemski on an airplane flying out of Logan Airport in Boston.
Really?
I was sitting right next to him in first.
And did you bug the crap out of him?
No, but I basically was like, I know you have different little agreements with, signing companies and whatnot, but could you sign the back of my business card? Because that's all I had at that point. And then, I mentioned people that we had in common, and we talked for the rest of that flight.
Wow.
He's like, how on earth do you know so and so? I was like, oh, he's with the Dodgers organization now. Yeah.
That is cool, man.
Mm-hmm.
I met Kirby Puckett.
Oh, that's a good one.
At the Twins spring training. So, and at the time, Kirby Puckett was my favorite player. For obvious reasons.
Well, he was
Florida.
Right. He was underrated. I mean, during his years, I mean, he was that player that you
always had 300 batting average.
Yeah, I mean,
every damn year.
I mean, him, Ted Williams, Kirby Puckett, could all sit there and powwow and talk hitting. Just as an example. I know Tony Gwynn and Williams did that a lot.
Oh wow, man! Love to be a fly on the wall in that room.
Oh yeah.
All right, question number 14. Do you go to any memorabilia conventions or do you sell at any of them?
I used to, but for the cost to go to a good convention, like one of the nationals, outweighs what I'd actually make.
Right. Yeah, makes sense.
Will I be going to a national this year? No, I'm actually thinking about going to eBay Open.
Which is canceled, by the way.
Yeah, of course it is.
Question number 15. what is your best sale of sports memorabilia? What item was it? Who? What team? What player?
Shaquille O'Neal, his rookie year. Basically, I traded a mail-in set that I got back from Topps, and it was worth like $700. And I'm like, I don't think this is going to hold the value. And I traded, and I went over to the other guy and I said, "Hey, are you interested in this?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "What do you want?" And I was like, "Shaquille O'Neal, what are you going to offer me?" And then he just starts dumping Shaquille O'Neal rookies on the table. This is the year his rookies were. If this was '93, to give you an idea,
Right.
and we did it. We did a yeah. We did a straight across trade for literally. It was like this many Shaq rookies. That following weekend, I turned around and resold them for $1,000.
Yeah, baby.
Cost wise, I was into it for maybe $10. Trust me,
1,000. You added 2 zeros.
exactly.
Heck yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Whew, that's a nice one. All right, question 16. What was the process you told Becky to go through when she contacted you about the signed ball she found?
Well, first off, to send me the picture so I can take a look. And then after I was looking at the photos, I was like, I'm gonna pass these off to a couple of friends of mine, and they're just like, like ready to sit there and spasticate. Okay, and I'm like, all right. And then I kind of went looking. I compared signatures that I saw online on top of what other ones that I've seen previously, and I went. The first thought I said to her was, I was like, oh my god, that's Satchel Paige, and you know, and she's just like, oh, and she even realized. Well, I think if my memory serves, she actually realized who that was, and but there were other ones on that ball that were smaller potatoes, basically,
Right.
and but the bigger carry of the value on that ball was Satchel Paige.
$550.
Right, and she put the 220 into the authentication, and because I told her, I said, if you're gonna do this, do it right.
What's the name of the authentication place?
It was PSA is where I told her to send it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. So hopefully I'll find me a Satchel Paige soon.
Me personally,
you would not.
Well, no, I would probably take those Kobe's and send those in.
Really?
I'd consider it. Just look at the market value.
Okay.
You saw it yourself. You said that one of them was selling for 200 graded, but what was the grade? That's the other question.
Right. And how much is that going to cost me, though?
On average, depending on how many you send, it's how many you send in. It's not necessarily. If you're sending in under 100, you're probably. I think it's like depending on the length of service, I think it's like $20 a card on the low end. It takes a while to get them back, understand? But if you want to just flip them now and be done, then I would just take the idea that you're doing and just do it.
$20 times 100, $2,000.
Well, no, I would just do just the rookies.
Well, right. Obviously, if I was gonna spend $2,000, I would pick the best cards I had.
Yeah, and I would go like top of the line, cream of the crop.
Okay, food for thought. Question 17. Have you ever sold anything sports related that wasn't football, baseball, basketball, or hockey? Give me examples, success stories.
Olympic stuff, wrestling, golf. There's one more, but I can't remember it right now. But those are the three that I've done that are
Tell us about the Olympic stuff.
Older the better is what I found. I give you an example. I had a bunch of the little Coke and Tab and all these other pins from like the '84 Olympics in Los Angeles. I got a whole lot of those pins for like, give or take, $1.25 a piece. I'm selling them right now for about $7-8 a whack.
Nice.
You know, and that was just via a local auction house that I deal with here in town.
Very cool. You got lucky. All right, question number 18. We're getting near the end, kids. Hang in there. Question 18. We know you like to sell sports memorabilia, but what do you collect for yourself?
Sports memorabilia, coins.
No, I mean, like, do you collect like the everything Boston Red Sox, or
Everything Boston Red Sox that I could feasibly afford and not piss off my wife in the process.
you got a few Mike Greenwells laying around?
Don't go.
Low blow, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Turn that knife.
Oh man, I gave up pretty much like all my Don Mattingly cards. I did an even swap for all these Mike Greenwell. Oh crap! Are you there? There we go. Can you hear me?
Okay.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I think we happened again. Yeah. Hold
Yeah,
on.
do it again.
Yep.
All right, hang in there, kids. We got 2 more questions. Mark will be right back. I think his phone just needs to get the screen, whatever, it turns off after 30 minutes or something like that. Here we go. There we go. He's back.
Okay, there we go.
All right. So that last question was about you're telling us about your Boston Red Sox collection.
Mm-hmm.
So that would probably include uh not Johnny Bench was on the Reds, right?
Yep, you got it.
Who was the catcher?
Fisk.
Carlton Fisk. Um, what's your best Red Sox card?
Right now, just off the top of my head, I like that 57 Williams I've got. Because I've kept that in my own collection, and I'm kind of going like, do I want to sell it? Do I not want to sell it? And I'm just kind of going like, It's like,
That's
I'll
one of
sell.
those cards you hold on to, and
I'll sell it. I'll sell it if I get like absolutely desperate. That's really
right.
where I'm at with it. I mean, otherwise, you're not going to pry it from my cold dead hand. NASCAR, yes, I've done NASCAR before too. I've gone to a lot of different NASCAR races and little fan experiences and gotten just a ton of autographs. And I've sold a lot of those even before I left the raceway.
All right. We have one more question. We're running like way over right now. You got me squawking over here, and you're talking, and it's just one of those things. I loved cards back in the day.
Oh
And
yeah.
so question 19 is your favorite niche to sell other than sports memorabilia?
Coins, hands down.
Coins.
Mhm.
Any examples of recent sales? Wait, aren't some of them in your bread and butter items?
Yeah, actually, I did.
All right, brilliant segue, my brother. It's bread and butter time. We are going to talk about our bread and butter items. Our bread and butter items are items that sell consistently, not necessarily your creme de la creme items, but items that if you find them, you know they're going to sell every time because you have already sold them before. So we're just
Right.
going to go through these, and you can talk about yours when it comes up, and I'll talk
Okay.
about mine when I come up. There's no
Rhyme or reason.
order, so there's just whoever's
Okay.
is first. Here we go. Here's your matchbox.
This one was one of my better finds. I found a lot of 20 of these different ones, I might add, um, at a local auction. I picked them up for about $1.25 a piece. Okay, I'm getting either that $13.99 or more on them right now.
Very nice. So what year was this?
That was 89.
You said that, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
My ears don't work so good.
Yeah,
All
mine
right,
too.
very, very nice. That's God, it's over 30 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. Your 2005 D. Kennedy 50-cent gem, brilliant, uncirculated.
Well, and with that particular one, I'm usually picking stuff up like that. Um, for like the same price I was picking up this Matchbox for. It's like $1.25, $2, somewhere in that ballpark. And people will end up, you know, when they sell, and they sell in quantity. I mean, I have one guy in Maine, for example, who will just email me every so often, and be like, "Hey, you got more coins?" And he'll pretty much just buy what I have.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like kind of like baseball cards. You sent this to the
Actually,
International Numismatic Bureau.
and actually, no, that one I bought as you see it.
Oh, okay. Kudos.
Mm-hmm.
Next, we have Frank Thomas.
The original.
Huh,
Actually, one of my kids is named after him. Believe it or not. Um,
no kidding.
yeah. Very nice man. Uh, Still lives outside of Pittsburgh. Um, Great guy. Still signs to this day, and I think he's approaching 90 now. But it's stuff like this. These graded autographs.
Right.
I've had very good luck with that company, where a lot of people, and I've seen so many um, Frank Thomas autographs like that more times than I care to count. And I've got stacks of letters from him that we've corresponded over the years. So,
Wow. Very cool.
hmm
I'm going to send you over a few cards. Can you sign them for me, please? Thanks.
actually, well, you know what he does is he'll sign cards for $5, but it goes to a charity that benefits retired ball players.
That's very cool.
And like stuff like that, I do that all the time.
Cool.
But but the thing is that when it gets into guys who are, for example, one name comes to mind, Lenny Dykstra. He the former Met Philly who
Yep.
basically had his run-ins with drugs, I think prostitutes and a few other things. But him on the other hand, he'll charge like at shows he'll charge $50 or $60.
Right.
And the thing is that he's not worth $50 or $60.
No.
Not at a show. Maybe 10, 15, 20 if you really need him.
Yep.
But that's really where it's at.
All right. Next up, we got Al Rosen.
And actually, that one just sold. Yeah, that one actually just sold. That one went out in the lot of those 66 items I was telling you about. And I mean, it's stuff like this that the guy just kept buying. I mean, there were Andres Galarraga in there. There was Steve Garvey, another one who I've met multiple times.
Wow, that's cool. So it's like authenticated because his autograph is actually on the card.
No, the thing is that that one wasn't. But the thing
Well, I
is
know.
that
I'm just
you
saying
know,
it's exactly the same.
yeah. But the thing is that it does. But a lot of people really can't take those facsimile autographs for face value. Um,
Right.
for example, Pedro Martinez, another one who I've gotten to meet several times. I actually saw Pedro pitch here in the minors with the Dodgers,
Right.
and I kept saying the one night that I kept getting him, he had to go to the GM's office, and I looked at my friend and I said, "He's getting called up," and he's like, "No, he's not." And that's what he did. He came back to his fans, was signing. He's like, "Oh yeah, I got called up. I'm leaving like tomorrow." and,
Wow.
and he never came back. I've
Oh,
met him. I have met him once in Boston, and we had a great conversation about the Dodgers organization and people he knew that I knew, and it was great.
very cool. All right, here we have the Sigrid Gurry and Gary Cooper from Movie Stars Match Cover Design Series. What is this, like a ticket stub?
No, that's a matchbook cover.
Matchbook. Oh, holy crap!
Mm-hmm.
$40 for a matchbook cover. Keep
Well,
your eyes out for those people.
the people I bought it from were trying to sell it for much higher,
Right.
and that was actually acquired in that big lot that I bought out September of last year.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That is really cool. Gary Cooper.
Oh yes, those baseball research guys, those have been honestly my bread and butter, because I got like 100 of them, and I got them for free. So selling them at between $3 and $6 a piece, it's nothing but gravy for me.
Yep. And it feeds the beast.
Oh yes, exactly.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm. This is one of my thrift shop finds.
In the world, did you even know what that was?
I had seen one like it before when I was doing my undergrad, because the school I went to get my undergrad was kind of behind the times on stuff. Um, Little did they know that 5 years after I leave there, they get a nice new broadcast center and all that other garbage. But that's beside the point. But they were originally selling it. I think I picked that up for like 99 cents. And generally those sell between, I think that 13.99 and 20 is
Very nice.
what I was seeing on Solds.
Cool.
Oh,
All right,
there's yours.
here's me.
Mm-hmm.
Lou Reed. This is an LP. For those of you who do not know who Lou Reed was, he was originally in the Velvet Underground, which was one of those hippy dippy drug induced bands of the in the 70s.
Right.
So anytime you see Lou Reed, grab that sucker. I think I got $23, and every time it never takes long for those to sell. Here's a strange one, but this is what you can do if you lot up records. Renaissance was kind of a progressive prog rock kind of a band, and I actually found these at the bins in over by the beach in Florida. I forget what that Goodwill outlet is called, but I paid 50 cents a piece for these.
Mm-hmm.
And it was basically like all of the Renaissance records. Most people have never heard of this band.
I haven't, but
So basically, I turned $3 and to $49.77. Packaged right, something like this will sell. You know,
Of course.
you may never see a lot of Renaissance records put together like this ever again. Next, we have Foreigner. I got this 50 cents at the Goodwill outlet in the media bins. I always look for these concert Blu-rays or DVDs, especially the Blu-rays, obviously, you know, because it's higher quality video. I mean, I paid 50 cents, turned it into 22.58, and Foreigner is, you know, kind of a not, you know, doesn't have a huge following, but they do have a following, and 50 cents into 22.58 all day. This Axis and Allies PC game, I got this for $1 at Goodwill. They always have these PC games sitting there in the CD section because they don't even know that they're PC games. And I rarely actually find video games, but I do find these PC games all the time because, you know, they don't know anything. They don't know this PC game. They don't even care. And I'm glad that they don't care because I turned $1 into $20.50. Here we have another. This is an example of something that I'm really expanding on right now. I'm seeing these DVDs. Like, I used to not really look too much in the DVD section, or I would just skim through it like really fast. But I got this literally last weekend for 50 cents at this community thrift store. It's just one of those weird B movies, the brain from planet Aros, or whatever. Most of these movies never got up formatted. They never went to Blu-ray, and this is the highest quality you're gonna find this movie. And they were not mass produced. A lot of these like oldie movies, there's not many copies of them. So here we go. It turned this 50 cents into 1833.
Not bad.
And it sold quick. And here's another one of my my pre-recorded tapes. I always find these suckers sitting at the bottom at the Goodwill outlet bins. No one buys them. No one sees that they have any value. I got all these in the same day. You know, I think this may have weighed under 2 pounds. So I buy the pound at the Goodwill outlet. That's around $3 I paid for this. Turned $3 into 27.77. No one ever buys these things. I always find them.
Well, no. One question I have on that: were the ones what's on actually on the labels was actually on the tapes themselves?
Yes.
I mean, God forbid.
And that and because they are recorded on, I can ship them media mail. That's the
good catch.
Yeah, man. And I find these things all the time. This is truly my bread and butter right here.
Oh yeah, I can understand that.
Yep. And oh, here's another one. Got this for 50 cents at the bins. This is another example of like the concert DVDs. $32. They're 50 cents into $32. You know, I don't know who Lindsey Sterling is, but I found it and it's brand new and I looked it up. Scan it. That's an easy one. All right, and we're back. All right, that is it, folks. I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. It's been fun. We blabbed a lot. Holy crap, we just talked for an hour and a half. I'm a dude. I don't do that.
Yeah.
But I just did. Thanks for everybody joining us tonight. Very cool that y'all stuck with us throughout our blabbing. And I want to thank my special guest, Marc Schoder from New Mexico. Thanks for joining us tonight, brother. And we
No problem.
are out.